Hey, Derek here. Welcome to a new project from Delicious Media called Chapter and Verse. So basically, what I'm doing is every Thursday I'm going to go chapter by chapter in the Dhammapada, which is the sayings of Buddha. Every Friday I'm going to go piece by piece in the Qur'an, the Holy Book of Islam. Every Saturday I'm going to be going through chapter by chapter the Old Testament of the Bible, and every Sunday I'm going to go chapter by chapter in the New Testament of the Bible. Today is a Friday, so we'll be going through the Holy Quran, the Holy Book of Islam. So Islam is not something I've been super familiar with, so I've been doing a little brushing up and studying. There are approximately 1.8 billion Muslims worldwide, so I figure it's a subject that we should all take some time to learn about and understand better. I wrote down just a couple of facts that I've learned about Islam recently, about Muhammad, Muhammad being the prophet of Islam. Muhammad was orphaned at a young age and was basically raised by his uncle, who took him into his clan, which you kind of needed at that time for protection and to look out for you. Muhammad ended up marrying an older and wealthy woman who he was married to for a long time. They were exclusive, only his only wife, but I believe after she passed, he did have other wives. So yeah, basically a sugar mama. Muhammad was 40. He was meditating in a cave, and that's when he received the first revelation when he was visited by the angel Gabriel. Yeah, so that's a fact. That's where it all began. And then Islam is basically just an extension of Judeo-Christianity. They believe in a lot of the things that were taught in those religions as well. And Islam believes in all the prophets of Judaism and Christianity. From Adam, they believe in Adam and Eve. From Moses, Abraham, I guess Abraham before Moses, Jesus, etc. So yeah, let's dive in. So, okay, actually, let's not dive in just yet. I had a couple other things. So I did brush up and study how non-Muslims should go about reading the Quran. One thing, when you read the Quran, you're supposed to do it clean, so I did wash my hands. And also, the chapters in the Quran are longer than the other three books I'm going to be using. So I checked out a video on how non-Muslims should go about reading the Quran, and the advice was to start at the end and kind of work back. And so the chapters at the end of the Quran are a lot shorter, and at the beginning of the Quran they're a lot longer. They are kind of long and they kind of get shorter as they go. So I'm going to be starting at the end of the Quran, working back, except for today, because the first chapter of the Quran is a shorter one, and then the next chapters that follow it are pretty long, pages and pages. So let's start here, the opening of the Quran. The chapter is called The Opening, and Al-Fatiha, Al-Fatiha, Al-Fatiha. All right, the opening. In the name of Allah, the gracious and merciful. Praise be to Allah, Allah being the word for God in Islam. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the most gracious, the most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. It is you we worship, and upon you we call for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not of those against whom there is anger, nor of those who are misguided. So that's it. That's the opening of the Quran, the first chapter. So basically it's pretty simple. Worship God, follow a straight path, and you'll be blessed. I'm not sure exactly how to take not of those against whom there is anger, and then nor of those who are misguided. So basically, If you follow God, you worship God, you follow the straight path that's going to be laid out in the rest of the Quran, or you don't, and you're not blessed by God, is basically how you would sum that up, I guess. So that's it for this one. Like I said, next week I'll be starting from the end of the Quran and working my way back, as I found in some research I did. But yes, that is it for this installment of Chapter and Verse, the Holy Quran, Installment 1. Make sure you're subscribed to the D-Licious Media YouTube channel to keep up with all D-Licious Media content. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and peace.